Welcome to Reset, Reconnect, and Rise, a podcast for successful women who are ready to step off the hamster wheel, pause, breathe deeply, and come home to themselves. I'm your host, Marie Zunda, transformational coach and fellow soul traveler, here to offer bite-sized wisdom, fresh perspectives, and some soulful reflections to help you calm your mind, find your center, and reconnect with your truth so you can rise with clarity, peace, and purpose. This is your sacred pause, a moment to exhale, listen inward, and remember who you truly are. So let's begin. Welcome back, beautiful soul. If you're feeling pulled in 1,000 directions, stretched thin, or quietly wondering, is this really who I am or just who I've become? Then this episode is for you. Today, we're stepping into the second pillar of our journey, reconnect. I'm so glad you're here in this sacred space where you get to take off your mask, soften into stillness, and remember who you truly are. Last time we talked about resetting, about stepping off the hamster wheel of doing, slowing down long enough to hear your inner voice, your being, your human beingness, to be. So today, let's start with this question. Who are you really? Who is your authentic self? Not the roles you play, not the responsibilities you carry, not the titles, the to-dos, or the expectations. If you strip all those away, who are you? You, the real you, the inner you. The one who existed before the world told you who to be. For me, the way I define authentic self is just when I am just me, without any filters, without any protective layers that have developed over time with the trials and tribulations of life. Maybe the closest thing we get to that real self is when we were kids. We were just us, honest, raw, unfiltered, curious, goofy, silly, funny, adventurous, serious, and inquisitive all at the same time. We really didn't care what anybody thought. We were just ourselves. We wanted to have fun and to be our human being selves, right? We lived in joy. We were just us. When I was little, I'd run into the woods and play with my neighborhood friends for hours. We were just curious and adventurous. We'd make up games and pretend we were treasure hunters or fairies. We would climb trees. We'd make mud pies and splash in the stream. Sometimes we didn't know really where we were, and our parents sure didn't, but we would always find our way home for the dinner bell. We were just us. That's what I call the authentic self. You are just you, free, unfiltered, unapologetically you. No layers. When was the last time you felt that free? When was the last time you let your hair down, took a time out, away from all the distractions, just for you? We have our own set of unique fingerprints. Our eyes have their own iris prints. And we have our own unique set of DNA and genetic code. We are truly unique. There is no other human being on the planet like us. And we were born with everything we need to be individually creative, resourceful, and whole. We were born with everything we need to live the life we have imagined. Thank you, Henry David Thoreau. We were born with everything we need to live our soul's purpose or mission, or as some call it, our dharma. But over time, we forget how special and how beautiful we really are. Instead, we develop learned habits of who we should be, or how we should act, or what we should do. And little by little, those learned layers keep getting added on. And these layers tend to dim that internal light, that internal spark that we were born with. And over time, we may become someone we don't recognize anymore. We are no longer our 5-year-old free and unfiltered self. What happened to her? Let's be honest, life has given us challenges. It's been hard. We might have become angry or resentful, or taken on a negative frame or perspective. We may worry what other people think about us. We have fears and what ifs. We get critical of ourselves and sometimes get into negative self-talk. Or we might be perfectionists or people pleasers. Maybe you're just tired of keeping it all together. Or maybe you're running on empty. I know you have been showing up, checking all the boxes, and getting it all done. But in the quiet moments, maybe you feel a little disconnected from your joy, your dreams, your authentic voice, yourself. You are not broken. This is a sign that you are overdue for a reconnection with your soul, your authentic self. And the beautiful truth is that reconnection is always possible. Your soul is always here, waiting just for you. For years, I was running a business with my ex-husband, raising my kids, managing clients, juggling expectations, and showing up every day doing what needed to be done. It wasn't until a life-shattering phone call, my beloved aunt was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer, that I actually paused long enough to ask the famous quote from Mary Oliver. What am I doing with my one wild and precious life? When I stepped off the hamster wheel, I really didn't recognize myself anymore. Who was I? What happened? Well, truthfully, life happened. Layers keep getting added on like the layers of an onion. My aunt died a year after that phone call, which devastated the whole family, especially her teenage children. My dad had a brain bleed and a stroke, and luckily recovered to be called the Miracle Man. And I got divorced after 20 years of creating a life and running a business and raising 2 kids with a person I thought I would spend the rest of my life with. Life happened. But that wake-up call became my turning point, my moment to reset, and then to reconnect. And the first thing I had to do was stop long enough to listen to my inner voice. So now I invite you into a sacred pause to just listen. Just like we did in episode 1, let's take a moment to come home to ourselves. Please do not do this if you're driving or you cannot do this exercise safely. You can always come back to it later. So sit where you are, get your feet firmly planted on the ground, let your shoulders drop, and let your thoughts soften. Feel that your body is held and supported. Close your eyes, and you may want to put your hand on your heart center and feel into it. And let's just breathe. Take a gentle breathe in through your nose and do a slow exhale through your mouth. Now let's do this little exercise called square breathing. So let's breathe in to a count of 4, hold for a count of 4, and slowly exhale to a count of 4, and hold for a count of 4, going in a little square. Okay, ready? Breathe in to a count of 4, 2, 3, 4. Hold for a count of 4, 2, 3, 4. Exhale to a count of 4, 3, 4. And hold again to a count of 4, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Last breath in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Now just continue to breathe naturally on your own. And just ask yourself, what do you need right now in this moment? And we can go deeper with a few more questions that you can always come back to. Begin to ask yourself these questions. When do I feel most like myself? What am I doing? Where am I? And who am I with? What did my 5-year-old self love to do? Is there a way I can bring a little of that back into my life? What part of me is longing to be heard, seen, or honored? And why do I think that? What do I crave more of right now? Joy, rest, connection, adventure, some creative time? What is one small step I could take this week to reconnect with my truest self? When you take that sacred pause to reset and reconnect with yourself and just listen, you sit in the silence of your own awareness. When you are present with yourself, with your own thoughts, your own feelings and emotions, separate from everyone else, this is when you begin to reconnect to that truest part of you, the part that's been patiently waiting to be seen and heard. You begin to rediscover your voice, your joy, your dreams, and live from the inside out, aligned, clear, and whole. So, over the next 7 days, I invite you to commit to 10 minutes a day to do something that helps you feel a little more like you again. No pressure, no perfection, just presence with a little bit of curiosity and compassion for yourself. It can be many things, that 10 minutes. It could be journaling, it could be a walk in nature, could be meditation, or just simply sitting in silence with your hand on your heart. You can come back to those 5 questions I asked you earlier, which will be in the show notes, and I have a bonus prompt for you. Ready? With a pen and a journal in your non-dominant hand, write out your answer to this question. What do you want me to know right now? And just let your hand write free form. Let your soul speak. And if you'd like some guidance and ideas for your sacred practice pause, I have a free gift for you. You can download my Exhale to Peace guide at igniteyourbestself.com/guide. Always remember, you can take a time out, time away to reset, listen, and reconnect with your center, your true north, your inner light. You can choose to be who you really are. Beneath all the layers, you are in the driver's seat of your own life. As Oscar Wilde said, be yourself. Everyone else is already taken. Thank you for being here today. You are not broken. You are simply remembering. And as you reconnect to your authentic self, you create space for the woman you are becoming. Thank you for joining me for this sacred pause. If this episode gave you something to reflect on or breathe into, I'd be honored if you subscribed, shared it with a friend, or left a review. It helps the message rise and reach more women just like you. Until next time, keep breathing, reconnecting inward, and rising in your own beautiful way. With love, Marie.